In this tutorial, I will show you my favorite exercises for improving lower back strength. Use a TheraBand or any other medium resistance band. Place it under your heels and make sure you have enough resistance pulling downward when your elbows are locked and not bent. Start from a standing position. As you initiate the downward movement, extend the spine as much as you possibly can, push your butt back and keep your knees locked at all times. The most important point is the bottom position right before we go up. The spine must be kept straight at all times, as any rounding can be counterproductive for the specificity of this exercise. Retract the shoulder blades together and keep the elbows locked to allow the thoracic to remain extended and the band to give you the resistance we are looking for. Hold the bottom position for about 3 to 5 seconds. Squeeze the quads hard, and as you go up, maintain the same pattern. Focus on pulling your body upright from the hamstrings and the glutes. This exercise can also be great to improve your hamstring flexibility. You can also use weights, resistance bands, or your own body weight. Elevated single leg glute bridges is an exercise of many benefits. Get yourself a medium height stool, place it right in front of you, and lie down in a supine position. The further away the stool is placed from the pelvis, the harder the exercise, as it will put a lot more resistance on the hamstrings. Make sure you place the knee right above the hip or slightly more to the front. Only like that you will feel a greater activation on your glutes and lower back. Make sure you don't anteriorly tilt the pelvis, or else you will barely benefit from this exercise. Instead, use a posterior pelvic tilt, joining the belly button toward the spine, keeping the thoracic spine on the floor to encourage the activation of the pelvic floor muscles, hence hip extension. Hold the top position for about 2 to 3 seconds and repeat for about 8 to 15 reps. Hip hinge is one of the best exercises when it comes to address lower back pains. Use a medium heavy hip band, place it above the knees, and make sure the feet are placed in an outward angle, 11 and 1 o'clock, slightly wider than the pelvis to encourage external hip rotation. Place your hands on your thighs with the elbows locked out and press against the legs to encourage the activation of your back muscles to take place and stabilize the spine in extension. At the bottom end range, intentionally push the knees outward for a greater glutes activation and push the butt as far back and up as you possibly can to stabilize the lumbar spine muscles and lengthen the spine as much as possible. Place the arms at the front, keep squeezing the shoulder blades together and maintaining the same position, hold it for about 2 to 3 seconds. Bring the arms back on your thighs and slowly go back up. Air active squats is on my top list. Not only does it help to addressing lower back pains, but it can also improve hip mobility. It is indeed a very challenging exercise, as there is no counterweight or resistance, hence you will be challenged with your actual active flexibility of the muscles and mobility of your joints, especially on the ankles. Use a stick and initiate the movement, extending the spine as much as you can as you go down. Intentionally drive the knees outward, keep the elbows locked, and press the stick against the thighs to keep an active spinal extension throughout the whole pattern. When you're at the bottom, hold it for about 5 seconds, keep breathing, and slowly go up, maintaining the same technique as the eccentric motion. 3 to 5 repetitions will be enough. Banded hyperextensions is one of my favorite exercises because it can offer a lot and it's highly rewarding for many other reasons, other than just strengthening the lower back, which is one of the benefits. Use a box or a big enough surface where you can hold on to safely, especially as you bring the legs up. Place the belly button on the edge of the surface, hug the surface with your arms, and hold tight. Place a medium heavy hip band around the knees, lie down on the surface, and from then you can start to focus on keeping the knees locked out, stretching the band as far out as you can, and bring the legs as high as possible to make sure you're fully extending the lumbar spine. The further away the belly button is placed from the edge of the surface, the harder the exercise becomes. Hold the top position for about 3 to 5 seconds and in a controlled manner, bring the legs back down. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please don't forget to like it and also subscribe to my channel. Thanks!